Good afternoon. Welcome to Midday Prayer. We're going to start in a minute. All right. Um, we're going to continue our time with the Black liturgies as a way to do our prayer. Um, Today, the topic is calling, and I'm going to read an insert from the letter as well as a quote, and then we'll do the breathing and a prayer and a benediction. Okay. All right. The first right here, the quote that goes along with this liturgy, there's two of them, but the one that I want to read is by Audre Lorde. It reads, I want to live the rest of my life, however long or short, with as much sweetness as I can decently manage, loving all the people I love and doing as much as I can of the work I still have to do. I'm going to write fire until it comes out of my ears, my eyes, my nose holes, everywhere, until it is every breath I breathe. I'm going to go out like a meteor. It's a little bit of a other word there that I won't repeat. um, the letter that co-author Riley shares for this particular one is very beautiful, but the part I'll read is um, hmm, these two paragraphs and then the last part. Okay. And I'm sharing this with you because I actually need it. So if this resonates with you, great. Okay. I once asked my 5-year-old nephew what he wanted to be when he grew up. He hesitated briefly and looked up at the ceiling fan as if watching for something. Then he looked down at his sticky Legos and just said, big. And it felt as if the exchange communicated more about me than him. For many years, I believed calling was synonymous with work. I now know it to be much more than this. It is how we will spend our days, how we help our grandmothers inch up the stairs to bed, the way we bathe ourselves in the evenings, how I hold this pen, and it is both dream and dread, for vocation does not always feel good or easy, and it may only be true for a season. I wanted the stability of a single purpose until death. I've never cared for life in its fogginess, but calling demands that we honor its fluidity. Not all calls are eternal. They ebb and flow with us, with our needs, our community, and our loves. If there is anything static in it, it is that we are called to whatever makes us more human, not to what makes us matter. Calling has no competency in this area. Its purpose is not to prove our worth, but to show us how we might practice it. It is a divine corridor with many doors, and no one can tell you how long each door will remain unlocked. No one can save you from having to turn the knob. And the last paragraph reads this: I cannot tell you what to do with your life, but I can tell you that how you spend your days is a matter of choice, place, privilege, and how willing you are to proceed down the corridor, however dimly lit, even when your legs are trembling. If you are called to anything, it will sound like freedom. If it is meaning you are after, you will not find it on the other side of the door. It's what the doors have knobs at it. It's that the doors have knobs at all. Hmm. The She wrote a poem I want to read. Yeah, yeah, I want to read this poem. It's called Polaris. We all know not to walk on the tracks of dark, but we are balancing bodies on the rails to see if it's possible to make the shape of us look like a suspension bridge. Someone says that isn't the North Star, it's Venus. We close our eyes like a vow departing. Someone says, listen, listen. Even through lidded eyes, we can see lights approaching. All right, so I'm going to invite you, wherever you are, to plant your feet. Good afternoon, Mike. Good afternoon, Diane. Plant your feet wherever you are. We'll do this inhale, this breath work that is also in this liturgy. So all of this is part of the liturgy. And then we'll do a prayer. And I'll leave you with this beautiful benediction and a couple questions. Okay? So plant your feet, if you will. Breathe however you need to breathe. Perhaps slow down your breath. Perhaps just feel what it feels like to breathe. I think breathing is such it's part of our living, right? It's a natural thing. But can you notice if your breath is a little shallow today? Can you notice if you need to slow down a little? Can you notice if it feels cool through your nose? If it feels warm coming out your mouth? All of those things. It's just like connecting with yourself, connecting with your body. So as you breathe, I invite you to do that as well. Okay? Okay. I want you to inhale to love and be loved. And exhale, my purpose remains. I like that one. Inhale, I don't know what my path is. And exhale, but I am led into freedom. Inhale, I listen for the divine. And exhale, my soul whispers back. A prayer for those who feel their lives lack purpose. Divine intention. We come to you having never felt a sense of purpose, nothing perceivable to indicate that we were meant to be. In the absence of projects or identities or relationships that make our lives feel important, it can feel like we are drifting. Empower us to claim our lives both for what they are and for what we want them to be. Keep us from comparing our days to the surface appearance of another's. Remind us that comparison is never as innocent as it first appears, that it claws at and mangles our concepts of achievement and relationship. Grant us the patience to withstand this hopelessness, that we might someday look up and find intention and meaning where we thought it was void. Amen. And I want to read this benediction. Now listen to the sounds that stir within. Listen to the cries for help that ring around you, and follow a path of healing and liberation for you and all you encounter. Take peace in the sound of your own voice as you choose the life that honors your truest self. Amen. All right. I'm going to put up one of these questions. I think I like this one. Is there a calling that you feel is primary in your life, whether it's work, family, service, play, love? And then the second part is explore a story of how that came to be. So give me a second. I'm going to write that in the comments. And I am doing this on purpose. I actually would like for you or whoever comes later to have something to contemplate on. And if you feel inclined to share in the comments, or if you are like me and you like to journal, this is a good way, a good journal question. All right. So this is one of the questions. There are multiple questions here of contemplation. But this is a part, like, I will share with you all kind of how this liturgy works. All right. Hopefully I wrote that right. All right. So feel free to share in the comments. Feel free to write it down somewhere if it helps you. If not, no worries. Um, just real quick, because I'm probably just gonna keep doing this because I really like the format. The Black in the Liturgies book, it starts with like a quote from an ancestor or a writer from like something they've written or shared. And then Cole Arthur Riley writes a beautiful letter. And I don't share the full letter because I think that it's important also to keep some of this in the book. It's not mine to share all of it, you know? Um, and then she shares, I think it's her own poems after her letter, or like inserts from writings that she's written. She's a very beautiful writer. I love her writing. It's very inspiring. And then she has different prayers that go along with the theme. So today's calling, and you can read either one, right? And then um after that, there's a portion that I just did with y'all called Breathe, and each you can choose to do one of those 3 times, or you can do all of them, which I enjoy. And then there's a confession, and the reason why I don't do the confession and forgiveness part is because y'all can't see it, and it doesn't quite feel good to read it out to you guys without you being able to read along. And then there's the benediction, and then there's questions of contemplation for each topic. And it's quite lovely. It's why I like to use it, if I'm being honest, because it gives something different to consider. And she has story by story. So like there's dignity, selfhood, place, wonder, artistry, calling, body, belonging. It's all gorgeous. And then by time, which is dawn, day, dusk, and then the church time. So Advent, Christmas tide, Epiphany, and not just the churches. So there's Kwanzaa in here, Ash Wednesday, Silent Saturday, Easter, Mother's Day, Juneteenth, birth, all this. Anyway, I'm sharing all of this with you because I do want you to know that like there's intention behind using this book. Um, I think Riley did beautiful work in this liturgy, and it was written, I believe, I think it was shared right after we like the depths of the pandemic. And it was after she shared her book, This Here Fletch, which is by far one of my favorite books. Anyway, Thank you for listening and staying present. um, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your week. And like I said, I'm probably just going to go through this book in many, many ways, probably go back to different themes depending on how I'm feeling and what speaks to me, as well as what I hope might be helpful for some of you. Um, and yeah, I will see you all next Monday. Peace and blessings. Bye, y'all.